Hi everybody, I'm making this video because I'm not happy with the Worcestershire Social Services. What it is, my daughter has just given birth to a baby boy and it's now 4 months old. Because she got autism, the social services got involved. They first come to the hospital and checked her out, and then when Holly came home, she was home for about 3 weeks, and they kept on visiting. They came around about the same time every day, and in their reports they said that Holly wasn't active with the baby, that the baby was always asleep. Well, the thing was, the baby was fed at 9 o'clock, and they would turn up round about 9:30, 9:45. Now, we all know when the baby's first born and you feed them, 9 times out of 10 they'll go back to sleep. Well, at the end of the day, if you come the same time every day, you're going to find the baby asleep. Anyway, they then said that there was a fly in the steriliser. Now, it was a hot day and the windows were open. That could have happened any time. You know, we all have flies in our house, especially on a hot day. They can come through the window. So it's a piss poor excuse. Now, the other issue was that they said that Holly couldn't put the car seat in the car, didn't know how to do it. Well, she can't drive. I mean, it was probably the first time she did try to put a car seat in the car. And we all know, we've been there. When we first got a car seat, we used to go, how do we put this in? And we finally work it out in the end. And she had to go and register the baby. And she took her baby bag, and the baby with her, obviously, and she went into the centre without the baby bag. But the thing is, the car was only 10 metres away, so if we needed stuff from the bag, it would only take a couple of minutes to go and get whatever needed, a nappy or whatever, and they use these excuses, to put Holly, my daughter, in a mothers and baby unit, right? They were the excuses. Now, before they could put her in the mother and baby unit, they would have to take her to court. They gave us no notice. Suddenly, at about 11:15 on the Friday morning, we get a call. Now, we're from Kidderminster, which is about 15 miles away from Worcester, to be in court for 2 o'clock. That was the first we heard of it. They just completely kiboshed us out. You know, what can you do with that kind of short notice? Anyway, we goes to court, and in court they said, basically the social services said to the judge, that we need to take Holly and the baby for their own safety, and put them in this mother and baby unit, that they're in danger from the boyfriend. Now, the thing is, she gets put into this mother and baby unit on really false pretenses, because what happened while she was there 8 weeks through the 16 weeks course they put her in, they allowed her boyfriend in. They said that the issues with his crime record weren't that bad. So what's going on? So basically what they did, the judge was told a lie. We all know, if you're a judge and they say we need to put the babies in danger, and we need to put them in a unit, secure unit, the judge is going to side with them. But it was a pack of lies. It was just a way of getting her in. I personally think when she went to the mother and baby unit from day one, there was only two mothers with their babies in the unit, right? And it holds about 7 or 8 or 9. So the thing I looked at was there was a lot of staff there, and obviously this is, it's cost them quite a few bob to run the centre. There was nobody there, so they looked at Holly as an easy target because of her autism, right? To put her in there to put bums on seats. That's my opinion about it. Like, but the thing is, while she's there, they obviously watch her from day one. They're basically, some of the staff, I'm not saying all the staff, because some of the staff was really, really nice. Like, were in her face. They were very intimidating. They would be watching her and they'd be right on top of her when they were doing this, which is totally wrong. Like, and then there was things they were picking her up for, which to me was totally out of order. Just to point out a few, there was one occasion when Holly hadn't fed the baby. It was 2 hours over its due feed. Now the baby was asleep. She told him this because she was told by the midwife, if the baby's asleep, no need to wake up the baby to feed. The baby will let you know when it needs feeding it or cry. She told the staff this, like, but they didn't put this in the book, or they put that she was 2 hours late in feeding the baby, like, Now I picked up a member of staff for this, and I was told this member of staff that, I said, I got a bit of a complaint. And I basically said what I've just told you now. No. I said that the midwife told her that the baby didn't need to be woken up to be fed. I'll let you know when it wants feeding. And this one particular staff was quite aggressive the way she spoke to me. She said, wow, she says, as far as I'm concerned, she said, the baby's sleeping all night now, and that it needs to be fed every 4 hours during the day. Huh? Well, if it's asleep, does it really need feeding? It'll wake up and let you know. But she didn't seem very happy with my complaint. There was a number of issues. I mean, Holly at the time, there was one particular week where she weren't very well. She was down with a virus. Now, we all know when you got viruses, like, we don't feel when we don't feel very well. We don't feel like eating, do we? We don't feel like cooking. This is what Holly was like. They then put in the book that she weren't looking after herself, like, and not feeding herself. What did I expect? When she's ill, like, and she got no support off of it anyway, like. And there was another issue when I came to visit Holly, that the baby was crying, and it was really crying. I said, Holly, what's up with Daniel? What's up with him? And she said, oh, what it is, Dad, he needs feeding. Well, I said, why don't you feed the baby? I can't. I said, what do you mean you can't? Because they told me the baby's got to be fed every 4 hours. So in other words, like, what it was doing, it was making poor Holly's life a misery because the baby needed feeding. And it makes me wonder if it was deliberately done. Now, bear in mind, these people are supposed to be trained. And I'm starting to wonder whether they got any children of their own. The way they were telling Holly what to do. And there was little issues like that going on all the way through. Now, after 14 weeks, they then says to Holly, you won't be taking the baby home. Like, it'll be going to foster carers. Like, until it goes back to court, which is in January. Now the thing is, I believe, like, what they're doing is totally out of order. Totally out of order. She's come home and she's only allowed to see the baby twice a week. Like, it's for an hour and a half. Oh, by the way, we can't go. If we go, we may say hello, and that's about all we can do. Hang on a minute, the dog's playing up. Out you go. That's better now. I'm back now. And if we want to see the baby, we've got to go through the social worker and sort it out. Now, the thing is, what I'm trying to point out, they're paying these foster carers about £800-900 a week, and they took the baby away from a loving family. What's that all about? I mean, we would give that baby everything. Like, we did it to our own children. We brought 2 children up that's got autism, they've got learning difficulties, and we managed quite well. Don't get me wrong, we've had our arguments in the past, like most couples did. That happens. That, it's one of them things, but in my eyes, it makes me wonder if this baby is set up to go somewhere, if they've got plans for this baby, as if they've already got someone lined up for this baby, and it looks like that. And believe me, Holly might have autism, but she loves that baby, and it means the world to her. And this would really will affect her well-being, like. And we were a really happy family until these people come along, like. And I think to myself, what are they up to? Like, I used to be a street warden, and I come across many issues. And there were certain issues, because I worked with all different agencies, I had to observe and report. And some of them was to the social services. And I've reported a number of cases to these guys. What did they do? And they were far serious than my daughters, right? What did they do? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And do you know why? Because Holly is an easy target for the social services. Because it makes them look as if they're doing their job. It makes it where, when it comes to investigating cases, like children are being neglected in their homes, like recently, let's take a couple of cases. The 2 sets of twins, that was in the social media a couple of weeks ago. Now, the one set of twins were, I believe, 3 years old, and the other set of twins were 4 years old. Now, the social services were brought in because she was leaving the twins on their own. Rightfully so, they should be brought in, because that's totally irresponsible. And that's one thing we're not. And the thing is, right, they monitored her for a number of months, I believe, and then they decide, oh, she's okay, we'll leave it. As soon as they disappears, the social services, she decides to leave the twins on their own again. Only this time, the twins set the house on fire, and they were all killed. Now that is important. That's the kind of jobs that the social services should be doing, not wasting on money on people like ourselves, like, where they don't really not needed. But that's only the one case. Let's look at the recent case only the other day. The 10-year-old girl. Just look at that. The time she was beaten up, it belt with a hammer, burnt with an iron, went to school with black eyes. The school reported on a number of occasions about this girl. Guess what? The social services did nothing. like, because at the end of the day, Holly got autism, and it's not bad, but they decided she's easy to target, like, and and as far as I'm concerned, it's upset all the family, and I can assure you, like, we would have been a loving family, and there was no need to go and pay foster carers £800 a week when it could have been quite well looked after with its family. Now, I like your opinions. See what you say, because we're not leaving it like this. We get solicitors involved. I'm going to get counsellors involved, because I do believe, like, this don't sound right. The two social workers that have been involved, it makes me wonder: is there something going on what we don't know? Is there some kind of backhander or something going on? Because it seems to feel like that. Anyway, thank you for listening, like, and you put your thoughts, what you think, and once again, thank you for listening. Have I got it on? Is it off now?
Yeah, it's off.
What did you hear what I said? Did you think I put it right? That sounded good, didn't it? That really sounded